It's about right and wrong, period. The guy's a monster. It's beyond wrong. It's almost like he wants to do the most horrible things that he can think of in order to get a rise out of us. I don't know what it is, but he's been doing it, and it's scary. The guy is a total monster. And anybody, I don't understand it. I guess they get behind that kind of logic. They want to fuck with people, screw them, because they're unhappy about something. He's such a mean, nasty, hateful person. I never play him as an actor. He is a malignant narcissist. He's a socio-psychopath. He's created some new language as far as describing somebody in his mental condition. It's so frightening and scary, and he's dangerous.
A simple truth on live television sent Donald Trump into another public tailspin. The messenger, Robert De Niro, the setting, a broadcast watched by millions. The message, that Trump isn't just thin-skinned, he's dangerous when challenged. And once again, Trump proved the point in real time. Let's be clear from the jump. What you're about to hear is fact-based and documented across public, trusted sources, major outlets, primary footage, and on-the-record transcripts. This isn't gossip. This is the paper trail. Robert De Niro didn't discover a secret file. He said the quiet part out loud on live TV.
I mean, he's so blatantly stupid. He's a punk. He's a dog. He's a pig. He's a con, a artist, a mutt who doesn't know what he's talking about, doesn't do his homework, doesn't care, thinks he's gaming society, doesn't pay his taxes. He's an idiot. Colin Powell said it best. He's a national disaster. He's an embarrassment to this country. It makes me so angry that this country has gotten to this point, that this fool, this bozo, has wound up where he has.
He pointed to a pattern the whole country can see. A politician who tries to punish critics, flood the discourse with fakes, and call that strength. De Niro said it plainly, and Trump did what he always does. He raged, he threatened, and he accidentally amplified the critique. Here's what happened and why it matters. De Niro's remarks were short, measured, and direct. He didn't speak like a Hollywood publicist. He spoke like a citizen who's watched this for years. He called Trump a bully. He warned about the authoritarian habit of targeting the press and opponents. He reminded viewers that the First Amendment isn't a decorative slogan. It's the guardrail that lets artists, journalists, and everyday people speak without fear of government payback.
Speech, it ain't free no more.
What? It's not free no more?
Yeah, we're charging by the word now.
You're charging by the word? How much are you charging?
Depends on what you want to say. Like, you want to say something nice about the president's beautiful, thick yellow hair, or how he can do his makeup better than any broad. That's free.
Okay. All right. That seems reasonable.
But if you want to do a joke like he's so fat he needs 2 seats on the Epstein jet, that's going to cost.
Can I just ask, just for clarity, because it's a pretty good joke, how much would that one cost me?
A couple of fingers, maybe a tooth, and you know how constipated he is.
So is this how things are going to go from now on?
We also got a new motto at the FCC. Sticks and stones may break your bones.
And?
And?
Well, the rest of that is, but I think, but words can never harm you.
Well, they can harm you now. Let's make sure you pick the right words. Capiche?
Okay, yeah, I guess I capiche, but I don't think, oh, it sounds like you got a call there, huh?
Hi, handsome. Oh, I mean, I'm sorry, Mr. President. Okay, you got it, sir. You got it. Bye.
What did he say?
Look, I gotta go. A couple of cases of Tylenol fell off a truck, and now I gotta figure out how to put autism in them.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that sounds tricky. So good luck with that, sir.
Then came the blowback. Trump and his surrogates did the usual dance, dismiss the criticism as ratings, smear the critic with AI-generated nonsense, and hint at punishment for any network that gives a platform to dissent. De Niro made an argument. Trump made a threat. And that contrast is everything. If you've watched this feud over the years, you know this wasn't a drive-by moment. De Niro has confronted Trump in public for nearly a decade. In 2016, he warned about Trump's character. In 2018, he used award show stages to call out the lying. In interviews, he described Trump as unfit for office.
In my country, we're fighting like hell for the democracy we once took for granted. And that affects all of us. That affects all of us here because the arts are democratic. Art is inclusive. It brings people together. Like tonight, art looks for truth. Art embraces diversity. And that's why art is a threat. That's why we are a threat to autocrats and fascists. What we have here is a denial of truth all over the place. And even the speech that he made after is insane. It's just insane, and I'm very, very concerned about it. I think we all are. It's insane. So that's why I felt I had to do something, say something about it, to go on record.
On Saturday Night Live, he lampooned the Mueller era with a straight face and a folder of facts. In 2020, he urged people to vote for institutions over idols. In 2024, he spoke outside a courthouse about the rule of law. This is not a celebrity doing a publicity lap. This is consistency. And tonight, the consistency met a live mic. Again, let's zoom out. Every time De Niro speaks, the same three things happen. First, he uses simple language. No spin, no euphemisms. He calls what he sees.
It makes me so fucking angry. That we're here talking about a piece of shit like Donald Trump. Hi, Philly, how are you?
Beside all that, this is my neighborhood, downtown New York City. I grew up here and feel at home in these streets. I feel comfortable. The Twin Towers fell just over here, just over there. This part of the city was like a ghost town. But we vowed we would not allow terrorists to change our way of life. And we started the Tribeca Festival to bring people back. I love this city. I love this city. I don't want to destroy it. Donald Trump wants to destroy not only the city, but the country, and eventually he could destroy the world. But we vowed we would not allow terrorists. I owe this city a lot. And that's why it's so weird that Donald Trump is just across the street. Because he doesn't belong in my city. I don't know where he belongs, but he certainly doesn't belong here.
Second, he picks his ground carefully. Award shows, interviews, courthouse steps, live TV, places where the record is public, the tape rolls, and anyone can replay the words as many times as they want. That matters in an era where bad actors pretend not to have said what they just said. Third, Trump validates the criticism by overreacting, threatening the media, suing critics, or blasting out doctored content and calling it a joke. That's not politics, that's coercion with a laugh track. Let's talk about why that's dangerous. In America, private citizens, famous or not, get to criticize politicians. That is not controversial. That is baseline civics. But when a politician uses the power of government to punish, to yank licenses, to intimidate broadcasters, to lean on companies behind the scenes, that crosses a constitutional line.
We have, I think this might have been the first time he wrote about you. Robert De Niro, a very low IQ individual, has received he spelled two wrong, many shots to the head by real boxers in movies. I watched him last night, truly believe he may be punch drunk, and then he says, at the end, he says, "Wake up, punchy," he says to you. And that's not the only time, and he moved over to Truth Social. Robert De Niro, whose acting talents have greatly diminished with his reputation now shot, must even use a teleprompter for his foul and disgusting language. So disrespectful to our country. Now, in all fairness to the former president, is that true? Do you have to use a teleprompter when speaking about President Trump? Or are you able to just kind of riff on your thoughts on him?
Yeah, he's so stupid.
Courts have said so repeatedly. You don't need a law degree to understand this. The First Amendment protects speech from government retaliation. Full stop. This is where De Niro's live clip cuts through. He isn't begging for a censor. He isn't asking for a ban. He's asserting a right every American shares. And the moment Trump answers criticism with threats, he's not owning the libs, he's proving the case against himself. Now let's address the celebrity politics eye roll. Does it matter that a movie star is saying this? Here's the answer. It matters because millions of people who don't watch politics hear it.
We have to do this. We have to go through the motions. Symbolically, it means something. It's a taint on his presidency, more than a taint. It's a stain, one that he deeply deserves. So, yes, we will go through it and take our chances. We have to take our chances, no matter what. He's going to try and use it, that he got ahead of it, he beat it like a gangster. I beat the rap, I beat them like the Teflon Don, but he has to take that punishment. He has to pay the consequences. America's Philistine president has had himself appointed head of one of our premier cultural institutions. He has cut funding and support to the arts, humanities, and education. And now he has announced a 100% tariff on films produced outside the U.S. Let that sink in for a minute. You can't put a price on creativity, but apparently you can put a tariff on it. Of course, this is unacceptable. All these attacks are unacceptable. And this isn't just an American problem, it's a global one. Unlike a film, we can't just sit back and watch. We have to act, and we have to act now. Without violence, but with great passion and determination. It's time for everyone who cares about liberty to organize, to protest, and when there are elections, of course, to vote. Vote.
Culture reaches where hearings don't. Voters who tune out cable news still know De Niro's voice. When he says, "This is not normal," people who've ignored 1,000 think pieces suddenly look up. That isn't elitism, that's communication. And if you're thinking, isn't this just anti-Trump rhetoric? No, this is behavior-based. It's the documented pattern. Threaten critics, sue reporters, dangle government action over broadcasters, and pump out fabricated media to muddy the water.
Just want to make a note of apology for the idiotic behavior of my president. It's a disgrace. And I apologize to Justin Trudeau and the other people at the G7. It's disgusting. We have to do this. We have to go through the motions. Symbolically, it means something. It's a taint on his presidency, more than a taint. It's a stain, one that he deeply deserves. So, yes, we will go through it and take our chances. We have to take our chances, no matter what. He's going to try and use it, that he got ahead of it, he beat it like a gangster. I beat the rap, I beat them like the Teflon Don, but he has to take that punishment. He has to pay the consequences.
Even if you think that, even if that means that could risk Republicans
We don't have time
winning
for that.
in the
He
election.
did something wrong. He has to pay for it, period.
You know, we agree with you. I was reading in New York Times Magazine an interview you did for The Irishman, and in it you say that you would never play Trump because he has no redeeming qualities whatsoever. So wait, so let me finish this, because you have played some of the most really unredeemable characters. Travis Bickle. Travis Bickle was a psychopathic taxi driver. Jake LaMotta, who used to beat his wife, and he was in The Raging Bull. Is Trump worse than they are?
To me, he is.
Wow. Why? Tell us.
Because he has no understanding that I can see of the outside world other than anything around him. He has no idea of what his purpose in life is as the president should be, and that is to pull the country together, to be for the people, to heal wounds, not to open them up and pour salt on them. I always say he's a lowlife.
Yeah.
He's a lowlife.
So let's talk about...
And he knows he's a lowlife.
Yeah.
He knows everything he projects about negative things on individuals, on situations, on institutions. He's saying about himself.
Right.
He's what you call projecting.
That's right.
Because he feels that about himself, but he's saying it to them. It's like the dirtiest player. You insult people, say the terrible things about them when you feel that way about yourself. You know how terrible that is.
Yes. Yeah.
He actually says that.
That's true.
What he said about her father.
Very nasty man.
What is that about?
He was,
And
he was
the
deeply
family? How about his
emasculated.
kids?
He's deeply emasculated by my father's legacy, and he can't take it. That's what it's about.
But you also, Bobby, you also talk about his children. And you say that they're like a gangster family, too.
I don't want my kids to take this the wrong way, but if my kids did what these kids did, I wouldn't want to be related to them. I would disown them. I'd have a serious talk with them. I'd have a serious talk with them. First of all, it's an impossibility. My kids are not like that, of course. But if I disagreed with them on things of principle, I'd say, and they felt it, and we do now. So even about this, how strongly I feel about it, as I feel that we're at a crossroads, as we all know. This guy, he'd want to get elected a third term. He even joked about it. He'd want to be king for life. All these things are true. We see that. We know that about him now. This guy has got to be taken seriously, and he's got to be taken out of office.
What about his enablers, too?
His enablers.
That's why I think actually the bigger sting for him is not impeachment, it's the American people voting him out, because he can't say it was political.
We want the American people, of course, to vote him out, register, get young people, get Latinos, get African Americans, everybody out there. Don't be apathetic. You got to get out there now and vote.
You don't need to like De Niro's movies to read the receipts. They're public. They're on the record. They're not going away. Let's be precise about the exposed part. De Niro didn't reveal a secret plot. He exposed something hiding in plain sight. How quickly this one politician reaches for power when confronted by speech. He exposed the gap between the campaign slogan and the governing impulse. He exposed the habit of calling lies jokes, then using those lies to justify real actions with real consequences. And the reaction tonight followed the script. Rage posts, legal chest thumping, and more performative threats toward networks. It's all tactics with a single purpose.
If we're to make a bet, do we as a country, you and I are sitting here 5 years down the road, is this country more together or further apart?
I don't know. Maybe some miraculous things will happen, where even Trump will do something that's surprising. I don't think so, but you never know. I'll even then say, okay, I give you that, but I just don't think so.
I spent a lot of time along the Rust Belt in Kentucky, in places that where people put all of their hope in this president, and their livelihood depends on his success.
Right.
Do you feel like Hollywood, you know, those living on the coast like I do, like you do, are too disconnected? We're too disconnected from that pain?
I understand that people feel, even I am hesitant sometimes to endorse somebody because I don't think now it's just an elite Hollywood person doing that. But many of us feel that the right thing has to be done for people. And we really believe that. Someone like Trump doesn't really believe that. He can give lip service to it, but he doesn't really believe it.
But they disagree with you. They tell me, because I've sat with them, I've had dinner with them, and they say, he gets me, and he is standing up for me, and he is putting America first.
You know what the best con artists in the world say? I'm putting you first. And what happens?
So he is the President of the United States of America. Do you want him to succeed?
Of course, I want him to succeed. I don't believe that he will.
The number one piece of legislation you would like to see him support?
The DACA is one.
Okay. So if he works with Congress, signs DACA legislation to get Dreamers to stay here, you will be hopeful?
Yeah, because his action will have spoken louder than his big mouth and words, because all he does is open his mouth and yell, talk, and insult people and put them down. You can't do anything. That's inexcusable. The guy is a total monster, and anybody, I don't understand it. I guess they get behind that kind of logic. They want to fuck with people, screw them, because they're unhappy about something. He's such a mean, nasty, hateful person. I never play him as an actor. because I can't see any good in him. Nothing at all, nothing redeemable in him. And we have to, and whoever the people are who want to vote for him, and there look like intelligent people around there, for some reason, it can't be. It cannot be. If he wins the election, you won't be on the show anymore. He'll come looking for me. There'll be things that happen that none of us can imagine.
To make critics think twice before they speak next time. That is the point of intimidation. Not to win the argument, but to end it. Here's what that means for the rest of us. If the only people allowed to criticize politicians are those who agree with them, you don't have a democracy. You have a fan club with police powers. If comedians, actors, and reporters cannot mock, question, or confront power without the government looming over their heads, we don't have a First Amendment. We have a permission slip. De Niro's live moment matters because it rejects the permission slip. It says, you don't need to like me, but you do need to leave me alone to speak. And the answer to speech you don't like is more speech, not state power. So yes, Trump going nuts after De Niro spoke is the story, but the headline under it is bigger. Free speech survived another day, not because everyone was polite, but because one person spoke and the rest of us paid attention.
That's what happens in that kind of a dictatorship, which is what he says. Let's believe him, take him at his word.
I did from the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, I said from the very beginning, this guy is never going to concede power, and he still hasn't.
No.
He still hasn't. He just admitted he lost the last election, and he advertises that he will go on. He says he's been cheated out of one term, so maybe we should get rid of a president only gets 2 terms thing. So
he's a sociopathic, psychopathic, malignant narcissist.
Been talking about the impeachment conversation. What have you been thinking about in terms of impeachment, the hearings? Have you watched any of them, or?
I've watched some. I think no matter what happens, which we know probably in the Senate he won't get convicted or whatever, but
Let's also be real about tone. De Niro can be blunt, sometimes profane, sometimes theatrical. The point isn't the adjectives. The point is the alarm. The creeping normalization of retaliation against critics. You don't have to love the delivery to respect the warning. Where does this go from here? Expect more AI fakery designed to humiliate opponents and confuse the public. Expect more trial-adjacent pressers where the courthouse becomes the campaign stage. Expect more threats toward outlets when coverage gets uncomfortable. And expect De Niro and others to keep showing up. Because once you draw a line around free speech, you don't set a precedent. You set a trap for everyone who speaks next. If you want to test what I'm saying, don't take my word for it. Look up the clips, read the transcripts, watch the interviews. Major networks aired them, reputable outlets archived them. Courts have weighed in on what government can and cannot do to critics. It's all there, in plain view.
he talks how he wants to punch people in the face. Well, I'd like to punch him in the face. This is somebody that we want for president? I don't think so. What I care about is the direction of this country. And what I'm very, very worried about is that it might go in the wrong direction with someone like Donald Trump. If you care about your future, vote for it. He has to be charming. He has to win people over. He has to do things to get them. Why he betrays them in this way, I have no. All I can do is try my best to. He has an action attention. He goes from here to here to here. He does that with the people, and I think part of it with him, I guess, is sincere. It's just the other part where he's betraying them. There's a kind of a feeling of entitlement it's almost, I guess you could say it's, we became a lot more aware of after George Floyd with systemic racism. And so that's what it is. And lo and behold, what happened there that we never knew of while we were there was the Black Wall Street massacre. While we were shooting.
Before we close, 2 quick questions for you, because this channel is a conversation, not a megaphone. Question 1, what was the most effective thing De Niro said and why do you think it landed? Question 2, Do high-profile cultural voices help protect democracy by drawing attention, or do they distract from the hard policy work? Tell me where you land. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I actually read them, and your takes shape future episodes. If you value fact-based, documented coverage without the both sides tap dance, hit like so more people see this, subscribe to keep independent analysis alive, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss the follow-ups we're already cutting. Robert De Niro used his voice, Donald Trump used his threats. One is speech, the other is power. In a free country, only one of those gets to win. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, stay skeptical, and stay loud.